Hi, I'm Ed Alexander, business attorney and founder of Alexander Abramson. Welcome back to our video series on partnerships and partnership agreements. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the partnership agreement and dispute resolution. So there's a couple of different factors that we want to put out here. But I think the overriding factor is that if you get into litigation with your partner, it is a lose-lose situation. Because it's going to be very expensive, it's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to cause the business to rupture, right? So employees are going to feel like they have to take sides. The marketplace is going to see this internal power struggle or internal dispute, and it's going to have a negative impact. So we want the partnership agreement to avoid that in all possible cases, right? And so there's a number of different mechanisms. When we talked about the 50-50 partnership, we talked about the deadlock manager or deadlock director, somebody who can come in and resolve these disputes. And so we have a mechanism in the agreement for appointing this person and then for automatically getting that person involved so that we don't have to have the partners agree to that. So that's really the first step in that process. The second step in that process is to make sure that if the disputes are really problematic, that we have a mechanism for breaking apart the partnership that does not harm the business. And typically we do this through what's called a one cuts, one chooses provision. And in that, if a partner is looking to buy out another partner, we set up a structure. So partner one, Mr. Smith, makes an offer to his partner, Mr. Jones. And in that offer, he says, Mr. Jones, I want to buy you out. He sets the price and he sets the terms. So Mr. Smith says to Mr. Jones, I want to buy you out. I'm willing to pay you $1 million for your interest. I will pay you $500,000 down and $100,000 a year with no interest for the next 5 years. Mr. Jones then has one of two decisions that he can make, and only one of two. He can either accept that offer from Mr. Smith, or he could turn around and he can say, no, Mr. Smith, I'm going to buy you out on those exact same terms. Those are the only two things he can do. He cannot say no. He cannot change the terms. Either he accepts the offer and sells his interest to Mr. Smith, or he flips the offer and buys Mr. Smith's interest on the same exact terms, price and terms. Now that has a great effect on the partnership because two things. One is we know that if the partners don't like each other, aren't able to get along, have fundamental problems, that this offers a means by which the partners can get out. And it forces them to be honest. Because what we typically see is that the partner who wants out thinks that the business is worth billions, and the partner who wants to stay thinks the business is worth nothing. And so the two partners never come to an agreement, and their dispute just rips apart the business itself. Now, there's one thing I want to talk about that I see in partnership agreements a lot that really isn't the panacea, and that is arbitration. It's true, arbitration gets you before a quote-unquote judge, arbiter, quickly. But it's very costly, and it still does not ameliorate the negative effects that befall the business in terms of the employees, in terms of the marketplace, and in terms of the operation. So when I see that in an agreement, I usually suggest that litigation be the alternative. Arbitration has unfortunately, can lead to bad results. And whereas litigation has a little bit of a check on the system, arbitration doesn't have a check on the system. And when you put these important provisions into the agreement, then what you get is the ability to enforce that agreement on your partner rather than coming through with a buy-sell solution that's fashioned by an arbiter or fashioned by a court. If you're planning a new business partnership, or if you have an existing partnership and don't have a partnership agreement or haven't reviewed that partnership agreement in a long time, call or email us to set up your partnership design session. We'll walk you through these 21 areas and set up a comprehensive partnership agreement that works for your business and that will enhance its value. Thanks for watching.